Julius Erving, Dr. J, probably the best all-around basketball player in the game. His first step on the road to success began with getting involved, being willing to learn and try new things. Basketball, one of the things he tried, broadened his horizons at an early age.
I started playing at a recreation center in Hempstead, Long Island, where I grew up, and the coach that I had then, at that time, didn't just teach me the game of basketball, but he emphasized to me all the important things that a young man should understand in growing up. We traveled around Long Island, we traveled around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and around the whole New York area, and I got a chance to see what was on the other side. I got a chance to see people with big homes, color TVs, 2 cars in their garage. And the questions that came to my mind at that time were, well, why am I in the situation that I'm in? And these people in much better situations financially, and they seem to be much happier people. The answers that he gave me were, well, Julius, these people have attained these things because they have gone through this system here in America, which is a very competitive, hard-nosed system. The way that you can attain the things that you see and that you want are to become part of that system and conform to the ideals of that same system and place yourself on an avenue that's going to lead you to bigger and better things. Basketball just became one of the many things that I became interested in at the time. I participated in other sports, played football, I played baseball. While I was in school, I was active in the student council organization, the student government, and I became a very diversified young man. And I think it's important for a young kid who's in high school now, who's in junior high school, to come to try and understand himself and what he's all about. And in exposing himself to many different types of things, learn from them, have a youthful type of enthusiasm in relating to the things that he's exposed himself to, and always want to learn, have that desire.
Kentucky Colonels basketball with WLKY-TV sports director Dave Conrad and former U of L head coach John Dromo. Tonight, from the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York, the Kentucky Colonels meet the New York Nets. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dave Conrad.
County Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. I'm Dave Conrad with John Dromo, and the Kentucky Colonels for this playoff series against the New York Nets are now being introduced. All of the Colonels, including the starting lineup. John, as we enter this best of 7, Julius Erving, Larry Keenan, Billy Paultz, Brian Taylor, John Williamson on the court to start this first playoff game. And this will Jim Bradley, Artis Gilmore, Chuck Williams, and Louis Dampier. Tip is controlled by the Colonels. Dan Issel, who led the Colonels in scoring during the regular season against the New York Nets. Jim Bradley, the rookie, straight out, shot is no good, chased down on the floor by Dan Issel. Good hands man, picks it back up and throws it away on the pass intent.
The Nets are going to gamble. They're going to put Julius Erving on Dan Issel, hoping to shut off Issel, but he could get in trouble, foul trouble, because Dan's tough underneath the basket.
Williamson, a rookie, out of New Mexico State, to Brian Taylor, who was the Rookie of the Year in the ABA last year. Short is way off, goes out of bounds, and it is Kentucky.
Rebounding of the Nets. He was there when the ball hit, but then landed out of bounds.
2 rookies in the starting lineup for New York. For Kentucky, one hands the ball to Issel. Dan's turnaround jumper is no good. Bradley pulls it back down, puts it back up in the key. It's no good. Goes out of bounds. Whose ball?
Erving, but they're trying to cause a mismatch.
Gilmore brings it into Louis Dampier, right side, and that is the first basket of this game. 2-0 Kentucky.
One of Kentucky Colonel's favorite out-of-bounds play. Louis Dampier coming off of a high pick by Artis Gilmore. And Paultz and Gilmore are really in it.
This is the 7th consecutive year In the history of the ABA, the Kentucky Colonels are in the playoffs. Holtz misses. Ball goes high in the air, and Jim Bradley has it for Kentucky. Into the front court, pulls up short, picked up by John Williamson. Left side, Chuck Williams fakes. Drives down to the baseline. He's checked off there. Tries to go back again. Drops it off to Jim Bradley. Jumper on the baseline, no good. And a foul on the rebound is Louis Dampier.
They'll give it to someone else, but now they'll lay off of him if he doesn't shoot, so he's got to start shooting.
Julius Erving.
That's his first shot. He's not adverse to shooting.
Perhaps the best forward in professional basketball.
Well, I think he's the most exciting one-on-one player in basketball today.
Dan Issel didn't get the roll that time, and Jim Bradley did.
Foul, those are excusable. The fouls that are not are the ones where you grab someone and have no reason to do it, or when you foul someone after a basket has been scored.
In the 4-game sweep of the Carolina Cougars, Bradley had 2 super games out of the 4. On the drive, basket is no good, an offensive foul.
And Dan Issel took a real tough blow. He stood there, stood his ground. Ball into Artist on that play.
Chuck down to the right side. Bradley moved to the left side of the key. Still on the right side, a Dampier up high. Ryan Taylor defensively against Captain Lloyd. Picks it back up to Chuck Williams. Fakes, goes down the lane, drops it off. Jim Bradley up and in.
This is really giving Artist a hard time underneath the basket. That's going to cause something before the night is over.
Erving on the baseline, goes against the rookie. His jumper off the glass is good.
And 2 centers, Caldwell Jones and Artist Gilmore. Pretty good credentials for a ball player.
Louis Dampier from long range. Shot is no good, but he is creamed by Brian Taylor.
Form.
You jinxed him, John. 5-4, Kentucky leading New York by 1. We're early in this basketball game. First playoff game between Kentucky and the Nets. Off the glass from the left side, John Williamson.
It was just a one-on-one move by Williamson. He took Chuck Williams down the baseline, and then John Williamson shot the ball. Easy ball off the board.
Chuck to Louis. Dampier from long range. It's good.
The Nets are giving the shots to the outside shots. They're trying to really cut Artist off. They're sagging back and deep.
7-6, Kentucky by 1. Louis has 5 of the 7 points, and Jim Bradley has the other 2. Brian Taylor hits for the first time tonight. And it's 8-7, New York by 1. To Gilmore. Artist against Billy Paultz. Goes baseline. Jumper is no good. On the rebound, it's Erving. To Larry Keenan. Rookie drops it off to John Williamson, and he could not control the ball, so Kentucky gets it back. It is 8-7, New York by 1. Colonels in possession with Chuck Williams. Through the lane, left side. Louis Dampier fakes, can't shoot. Double team, back to Chuck. His shot is no good. Rebounded by the Nets.
And the Colonels are going to have to start hitting the offensive board. That time there were 3 white shirts and no blue shirts around the ball.
Gilmore tried to block the rebound shot by Keenan. He didn't even touch the ball, and Keenan missed it. He was intimidated. Dampier off the glass, good.
There's a great intimidation by Artist, and Kevin Loggery is off the bench screaming already at the officials. We'll probably see a lot of that tonight. He's at home. And he'll do quite a bit of helping referee from the bench.
Kentucky leading New York by 1, 9-8. We're in the first quarter, 7 minutes to go, opening period. It's quite a building. My first look at it, the Nassau County Coliseum in Uniondale. Jumper by Dr. J. 6 points so far in this first quarter for the doctor.
That's what makes him so terrific, Dave. If you back off, he shoots the ball, and if you play him tight, he drives on you. And he's a good free throw shooter also. There's a great shooter.
Dan Issel up and in. Good lead pass. Really.
Anytime he's got good hands, and he knows where that basket is, and if he gets near the basket, he's going to get the shot off.
This is a seesaw battle right now. Ryan Taylor misses, but it's recovered by Keenan. His shots in and out for New York. Kentucky in the lead by 1, and the Colonels on the move. Dampier, Chuck Williams. Inside, Jim Bradley. Baseline. Shot no good. Issel is fouled from behind by Kentucky 11, New York 10.
Board.
Gilmore with Paultz defensively. Issel putting it up, and he is fouled.
I think Nets really expected a much bigger crowd here tonight. Last time they played here on the 3rd of February, they had 14,500 people. That's a game the Colonels won 123-91. Artis had 40 rebounds.
Issel fouled from behind.
A man goes by you and he beats you. They try to slap the ball from behind, and that time it was caught. He was caught.
Bradley, Issel. Left side, Chuck Williams looking inside for Dan. Can't get it to him. Will take it himself. Goes baseline. Lost the ball out of bounds.
Chuck tried to grab it and it slipped out of his hands, and the Nets got the ball back. Sometimes it pays and sometimes it doesn't.
I don't believe either club in this first quarter so far has led by more than 1 point, John. It's been a seesaw battle.
Right, and it's a little touchy. You know, they know this is a big game, and they're bound to be a little tense, except that cat.
Julius Erving missed. Kentucky rebound. Dampier. Straight out. Chuck Williams, left side, picked up by John Williamson, goes around the screen, sent by Dan Issel, and sets up out high, straight out to Bradley. 11 seconds on the shot clock as Gilmore gets the ball. Against Billy Paul.
More of isolate Artis and get the ball to him and get Paul's in trouble, because then they bring in a 6'8" man in Sojourner, and he won't be able to handle Artis.
Williamson to Keenan to Billy Paul against Gilmore. New York, it's 13-12. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. From long range, just inside the three-point circle. Ryan Taylor gets away momentarily from Louis Dampier over to Paul's. Almost lost the ball. Williams against John Williams.
Mismatch.
Out front, shot, good. That time, out-court pass. Issel has it. He stopped it. Julius Erving got there a little bit too late.
Dan took off that time and was 1 step ahead of Julius, and the ball was just a little bit higher than Julius could jump. But don't gamble too often that he can jump up and hit the roof.
Larry Keenan, a little bit short. Rolls off the arm of Gilmore. Shot is no good. Rebounded by John Williamson. Back up. That is no good. And we have a foul, and the belief.
When it's on the rim, it's a good call by referee Ed Middleton.
Kentucky in the lead by 3. 17-14. Gilmore with it. Operating against Billy Paul. Hook shot way short. Paul's with his muscle is pushing Artis just a little bit further out than Gilmore was shooting from in the Carolina series. Goes in and out off the fingertips of Larry Keenan, or Julius Erving rather. Dampier.
That time Julius made him
points in his first quarter for Louis Dampier. Averaging just 10 in the playoff series against Carolina. Kentucky 19, New York 14. Colonels leading by 5. Billy Paultz, right side, no good. Gilmore clears from Kentucky. The pass is stolen by Ryan Taylor. Across the key, jumper Williams.
That's what happens usually when you make a mistake. It backfires on you. Artis was in too big a hurry to start the fast break and didn't lob the ball deep enough for Louis. It was intercepted by the Nets.
Issel going inside. It's good. Kentucky still with that 5-point spread over New York as the Colonels respond with a basket of their own.
Dave, this is a physical game. This is a very, very physical game. They're both going to be a tired bunch of young men after this game is over.
21-16. Kentucky by 5. Paultz and Gilmore really battling each other. Jumper from out front, and Jim Bradley has personal foul number 3 on him. So far is Louis Dampier with 9. 21-18, Kentucky in the lead by 3. Dan Issel down the lane, up and in.
He was fouled. Amazing thing before the evening is over. I've never seen Artis and Paultz go at it as strong as they have tonight. They're both physically working each other over.
Williamson still looking inside, drops it off to Brian Taylor. Defensively, it's Louis Dampier. Tries to go down the lane and can't. Williamson, left side baseline.
You can't give up those good shots. They're trying to help each other in the middle, but at the same time they forget. And they leave the side man open, and he gets the ball. These guards, they've played. They can shoot or they wouldn't be here, and they're making those shots. And there's one that can make them, too. Louis Dampier.
Point shot by Louis Dampier.
Hottest I've seen Louis Dampier all year.
Taylor. Off to the glass. Larry Keenan. That's the first basket. Harry Keenan, the rookie from Memphis State.
Right, but I still think he's a key in this game. Cut him off. You know Erving is going to get his, but don't let Keenan get any more than he has to.
Issel fakes. Good fake. Up off the glass. Boy, he had knocked
right back and go to work on him one more time, because if you can get Erving to get off it, Dan, that'll be a psychological weapon victory for the Colonels.
Keenan misses. Rebounded by Paul. He just muscled the ball. Thomas Jones and puts it back up and in.
Hollis has got the jump. Dan can jump and get down the floor. Great pass.
Lead pass again for Dan Issel. And the Nets will settle for the final shot. Dan Issel with 12 points. Louis Dampier, 12 points.
Colonels are trapping.
In his first
Colonels
quarter.
are trapping.
Williamson, 5 seconds off the glass. Is good. Collins will have to put it up from long range. It's over the backboard. And that's the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Kentucky Colonels 30, the New York Nets 26. And contest already, and we're only starting the second quarter as Paultz takes the tip away from Artis, but Gilmore chases it down after the tip by Thomas Jones. Louis Dampier in control out front. Kentucky sitting on a 4-point margin right now over New York. It's 30-26. Gilmore looking for some help. Drops it off to Collis Jones. Trying to find Dan Issel. Can't find it.
Adler's guarding Dan. He's got 4 inches of height.
Gilmore. Not no good. Issel rebounds. Back up and in.
Out of help, and that will help the Colonel cause, because this is where the game is told, will be told against this ball club.
Wendell Ladner operating against Collis Jones to Billy Paultz. Shot is no good, but traveling.
Vanek watched the check, and the outside official, the man nearest the violation, makes the call. When he saw Middleton call it walking, he did, and there's Loggery again. There he's standing, crouching. He and Bob Leonard out more shoes.
Gilmore across the lane. Shot is no good, off balance. New York. Inside by Larry Keenan. Kentucky's lead back down to 4. It's 32-28. Colonels on top of the Nets. Chuck Williams shoots from long range. Comes off hard to Gilmore. Artis puts it back up off the glass. It's good.
And that's laying it up there nice and easy. Right now, with Ladner guarding Issel, the Colonels could get the ball to Issel a lot more. And they lose the ball out of bounds right in front of the bench.
York does to Wendell Ladner. Mike Gale, left side. Joe Hamilton on Mike. Jumper a little bit short. Rebounded by Keenan.
That was a bad break for the Colonels. That ball bounced too short, but it bounced out just a little farther. Either got the ball, but that rebounded it right in the hole.
Hamilton from long range. Short off on the right side. John Roach picks it up for Kentucky. Hamilton again. No. Rebounded by Larry Keenan to Mike Gale. Hamilton went for the steal. Didn't get it. Hamilton 5'10". Mike is 6'3" or 6'4". So Gale may take Joe Ham inside tonight. Ladner with it. Drops it off. Keenan out front. Billy Paultz. Williamson. His jumper. No good. Rebounded by Dan Issel to Joe Hamilton. Ladner sticks out the foot to Strickland, but there's no whistle. Gale takes it all the way down. Hands it right to Artis Gilmore.
That was a great play by Ladner, though, Dave. He didn't foul Hamilton. He just made him walk.
All right. Collis Jones hits. The Colonels are back up to that 6-point spread at 36-30.
You know, Dave, I believe in the long run the Colonels have the better bench, and right now it's telling with Collis Jones, Hamilton, and Roach in there.
Mike Gale played his collegiate ball at Elizabeth City. Goes around the screen by Keenan.
This is one thing they didn't expect of Mike Gale. They didn't think he was a great shooter, and he never really demonstrated that when he was with the Colonels, but he's not reluctant to shoot.
36-32, Kentucky by 4. Roach goes baseline, up, in and out. Comes down to Wendell Ladner.
In and out.
Nets on the drive, and the person of Mike Gale stops short at the 3-point circle. Goes left side, can't shoot over Collis Jones. Paultz with it, back to Mike. Mike open for the jumper.
That was just a gift, a Christmas gift to the Nets.
New York has cut that Kentucky lead down to just 2 points. 36-34. Collis Jones.
Well,
yes.
He got it back. He got it back, Dave. I apologize to him.
That's the best way to get it back.
Right. Everyone can make a mistake. It's those who come up again and rise to the occasion to do well.
Collis with 4 points in the first half. 8:04 to go. First half, Uniondale, New York. Williamson against John Roach. Blocked by Gilmore. Issel saves it. Kentucky's ball. What hustle by Dan Issel tonight.
Dan Issel. That was the hardest blocked the shot, but Dan went out after it and knocked it back into him.
Roach gets away from John Williamson, but he can't shoot. Over to Joe Hamilton. 38-34. Kentucky by 4. Issel. Short. Real soft shot. Rebounded by Collis Jones. It was blocked. Collis on the deck. He's all right, however, as New York brings the ball up court. Larry Keenan, right side. Inside. Williamson off the glass. Good move by the rookie.
He's great. He played for New Mexico State. He was a great player there in the Missouri Valley and demonstrating right now why he's playing great with the Nets.
John Roach, in and out. It's no good. New York, for the first time in a long time, can tie it with a basket here.
Charging foul on Ladner. Buying like they buying Julius Erving. Good draft choices. 6 out of the 11 players are brand new.
Ryan Taylor back into the game for New York, replacing John Williamson. Hamilton down to Dan Issel. Issel inside. Gilmore up and in.
Dan passed up a good game.
40-36. Kentucky by 4. Billy Paultz against Gilmore. Right-handed hook shot. No good. Only 2. Gilmore has it. Up court. Hamilton. It was blocked by Wendell Ladner. Picks it back up. Collis Jones. Left side. No foul call, block shot. New York with it. And Kevin Lockery, the coach of the Nets, called.
Overpowering game.
Julius Erving back into the lineup for New York. Mike Gale against John Roach. Wendell Ladner from far out.
Well, Colonel should know about Ladner. He's not going to pass up a shot, and that was a good shot. And he's a good shooter. He's better than people think that he is as a shooter.
Issel drops it back off to Joe Hamilton, goes baseline. As the ball roll away from him, whose basketball is it? Kentucky's ball. By 2. We're in the second quarter. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Roach lost the dribble momentarily. Finds it, operating against Brian Taylor. Right side, Collis Jones. Inside to Artis Gilmore. Hook shot, good by the Big A. 4 games against Carolina.
4 seconds ago on the time clock. Artis got that one off. They had to hustle it. It was his favorite shot, that left-handed sky hook.
Billy Paultz on the high post. Taylor tipped away from Julius Erving by Collis Jones.
Close. He looks much bigger than he does at a distance.
Wendell Ladner.
Played with the ball club and then can come back and score against him. Kind of a pleasant feeling.
42-40. Kentucky leading by 2 points. Issel off the ball, picked up by Ladner. New York can tie it here with a basket. Wendell Ladner inside. Julius Erving up a little bit short. Hamilton has it. Super defense by Gilmore.
You know why he was short? Because Artis was there. You can't go over Artis.
Roach across the top of the key. Dan Issel. Inside. Beautiful. What an assist. Issel to Gilmore.
Like a volleyball game. They just played the ball above everyone else.
44-40. Kentucky by 4. Billy Paultz inside.
Paultz is a good... I would say that Paultz is probably the most underrated center in the ABA.
Very strong center. Very physical.
Yes. And he is doing a super job on Artis physically.
44-42. Kentucky by 2. Air dribble. Roach.
I'll save your breath. I never saw a referee change a decision yet.
Taylor, picked up by Joe Hamilton. Ryan Taylor, 6'3". Little Joe, 5'10". Left side, good. Billy Paultz.
Screen on the baseline, and Artis, of course, is supposed to stay near the basket and guide it. And there was a foul there.
Stay with us at halftime and meet the owners of the Kentucky Colonels, John Y. and Ellie Brown. Collis Jones, way short. Issel went for the tip, gets it back, puts it up, blocked by Paultz. Up court pass, Dr. J. New York has taken the lead.
Issel, long pass down the floor. That time Erving took off, and a long pass from Ladner, and he scored.
Gilmore, foul call against Wendell Ladner.
Squires, he's not known as much of a scorer, but he's more or less of a defensive player and a hatchet man.
Roach, baseline. We'll have to bring it back out. Gilmore assist. 46-44. New York by 2. John Roach from long range. No good. The ball goes up.
Something again, I wouldn't be surprised. They're going to try to go to Julius Erving. They're trying to get another basket here. That put a little pressure on the Colonels. Instead of being 2 down, they would be 4 down.
Ladner, way short. Rebounded by Ron Thomas. John Roach with it over to Joe Hamilton, left side. Hamilton against Brian Taylor. To Gilmore. John Roach, Dan Issel, right side. And soft shot, way short. Down to go. Brian Taylor, 46, Kentucky 44. Let's break for this.
One for 57%, but right now, Colonels are down 40 by 2 points, 46 to 44.
Foul called against Brian Taylor out.
Bench. Right now, the Colonels need a basket. You don't want to get down anymore because a basket could decide this game. This is the type of a game it's going to be.
Hamilton in and out. It's no good. Rebounded by Wendell Ladner. Dr. J on the drive. Takes it down. Blocked by Gilmore. Goal pending against Gilmore.
A little bit of dispute from the Kentucky Colonel bench. Coach Babe McCarthy, Bud Olson, assistant coach, and Pink Gardner, the trainer, were up on that. Ball was up pretty high. Tough call.
48-44. New York by 4. 2 minutes to go, first half. Hamilton into Gilmore. To Ron Thomas. 18-footer Ron, yes.
In the playoff games, he's not reluctant to shoot now. He'll bust that ball.
Thomas averaged 7 points in the 4 games against Carolina. Mike Gale short. Gilmore has it. A minute 42 to go first half. New York by 2, 48-46. Hamilton into the front court against Mike Gale. Over to John Roach. We got Ron Thomas just outside the three-point circle.
See how Erving is backing up. We've got some good three-point shooters in there in Roach and Hamilton now.
Give it a go. Pass. Missed over by Ron Thomas. New York with it. Mike Gale. Wendell Ladner.
That was just a defensive lapse on the part of the Colonels. You can't ignore anyone. When you get down the offensive end of the court, can't expect them to shoot the ball, miss it, and then start a fast break and go by yourself.
Ladner with 6 points in the second quarter for New York. Hamilton, three-pointer. Yes. New York.
That's one of the nice things about the rule in the ABA. It excites the game. You know you've got a chance as long as that three-point play is there.
Mike Gale, no good. Gilmore clears it for Kentucky to Dan Issel. Blocking foul against right.
Chuck Williams, to me, Dave, that's Mr. Cool of the Colonels.
Williams, right side. Kentucky down by 1 from long range. Basket's good by John Roach. John's first basket of the night. 51-50. Kentucky by 1. 21 seconds remaining. First half.
That's the first time the Colonels have been in the lead in the last 4 minutes, and obviously we know, we can tell, we can see by the Nets are going for 1.
8 seconds remaining first half. Billy Paul's out front. Williams challenge. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Keenan good. 2 seconds. 1. That's the end of the first half, and New York has the lead. 52-51 here in Uniondale. Stay with.
And Dave, you can see now what a halftime does to you. The Colonels came out running a pattern there. And I guess Brian to what Kevin Locke had to say. But they're going to Artis more. I have a hunch this half. And if he's covered, they can kick the ball back to the weak side, who should have an open man.
Chuck Williams brings it to the right side, gets the return pass from Jim Bradley. Rookie takes it inside, drops it off to Gilmore, travels with it. Julius Erving, Larry Keenan in forwards for New York, Billy Paultz in the middle. For Kentucky, Dampier, Williams, Jim Bradley, Dan Issel, Artis Gilmore. Dr. J to Larry Keenan. Erving operating against the rookie Jim Bradley. Goes right side, drew a foul. Forward. Overplay Dr. J to his left or his right side because he is just a sensational basketball player, very well-rounded, exceptionally.
Right, I think he has all the moves of any great I've ever seen.
Gilmore. Foul may be against Billy Paultz. Yes, it is. 57-53. New York up by 4, and the Nets steal the ball. And the pass intended for Artis Gilmore. Dr. J.
Well, what happened down here, Keenan sloughed off in front of Artis, and they still try to force the ball through people, and you don't do that. You make sure that the pass is accurate to Artis. He has a tough time getting it without trying to force it to someone. See how Williamson is backing off on Chuck. He's got to start shooting that ball.
Jim Bradley, short. Issel gets the rebound for Kentucky, back up and in. 59-55. New York leading Kentucky by 4. We're in the third quarter, just under 10 minutes remaining in this period. Erving missed it. Rebounded by New York. Put back up, foul underneath. I think it's against Dan Issel.
Right.
Like Julius Erving.
Well, for one thing, more money. And a good pass from Artis to Dan. Issel got them on a switch. Dan was wide open, and great pass. But talking about Keenan, it makes him a better ball player because he plays with them and practices with them every day.
Shot, no good. Rebounded by Jim Bradley. 61-57, New York by 4. Kentucky with it. Williams. Underneath, Jim Bradley. No basket, travel with it.
That's a rookie for you. That's why they call him that. That's inexperience. He was so glad to get the ball, he forgot about it. You put the ball in a basket first, or you bounce it before you walk with it.
Bradley falls, left side.
That was a simple screen play. Keenan went over and picked Artis' man, Paultz, and Paultz was wide open for a shot on the baseline, and he stuffed him there.
10 points for Billy Paultz. Out to Chuck Williams. Chuck operating against John Williamson. 17-footer, yes.
Now this is what the Kentucky guards are going to have to do to make the New York Nets play honest defense. They're going to start shooting, have to start shooting from the outside, and have to hit. But I know they can hit if they'll just shoot.
Chuck Williams tips the ball away from John Williamson. 8.5 minutes.
Julius Erving. And then when he saw that Bradley did a super job on him, Paultz pulled up high. Artis was afraid again to leave, and he went up and shot the ball.
Nice lead pass for Dan, but couldn't get it up and in the hole. New York, Brian Taylor, good. Foul against Chuck Williams.
I guess you could be far and be behind out of it. Be so far and behind out of it before you know it. So now the Colonels have their jobs cut out for them. They've got to go to work. They've got to get the ball inside.
Brian Taylor with a quick hand.
Up on Williams.
Chuck about 22 feet away. Gets